Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be making some goat meat jollof rice. So first you're going to want to wash your goat meat very well. Let it look clean like it's looking. Then you add in your blended onion, ginger and garlic paste, some seasoning cube, some goat seasoning powder and some salt to taste. These are essentials. I never make a meal without these things. I feel like I say it in every video. So you're going to want to give this a really good mix. Do not add water yet, and you're going to want to let the goat meat produce its own juice just like that. Okay, and I know goat meat is tough, so you're going to want to add in some water and let it cook till it's tender, but do not add too much water. Okay, you want it to cook to perfection. So just like that, you're going to cover this and check on it to see if it's tender enough. Okay, yes, and also don't leave it on the fire for too long, if not it's going to burn. Then you proceed to fry your goat meat till it's golden brown or till you achieve the color that you're going for. Because I'm going to be putting this into the rice, I want to fry it properly. Yeah, so I'm going to turn it, and that same oil I'm going to pour it into the pot that I'm going to be using for my jollof. Add in my blended onion, some ginger and garlic paste. Give that a good mix, and I'm going to let that simmer for a minute or two. Then I'll proceed to add in my blended pepper. Okay, I'm always using the green Scotch bonnet pepper because it has a really good aroma and flavor to it. Yeah, then you're going to add in some powdered pepper because I like my goat meat jollof rice spicy. Then it's time to add in my tomato paste. So I'm going to add that, and I'm going to give that a good mix. Be gentle when you're mixing your food because you don't want to create a mess. Now I'm going to cover that and let that fry because I don't want my jollof tasting sweet and sour from the tomato paste. And a good way to make sure your jollof rice tastes good is all dependent on the stew base, okay, which is what we're working on, because this is where you're going to build all the needed flavors for your jollof. Then I'm going to be adding my goat meat stock at this point. Then I add in some water, right? Yes, I'm going to give this a good mix, and I'm going to let that simmer for some few more minutes. I'm completing my stew and my jollof base because I'd want to fetch some of the stew aside. Okay, so I need to make sure that it's 100% done. If I was using it straight away for the jollof, I would have made my stew 80% done, then I'd have just added in the rice, but I needed to cook to perfection so I can use some of the stew for later use. Now it's time to add in my seasoning cube and some curry powder. This is like the finishing touches of my stew, right? Then I'm going to cover that and let it simmer some more, taste it, and then I'm going to add in some salt because I need it, right? Give that a good mix as well. And I always say this in all my videos, that when you're cooking, you want to taste the salt as you go and adjust to your liking. After I did scoop some of the stew out, I added in my goat meat that I'd already fried, and I let the stew infuse in it. Then I added in my washed rice. Okay, I'm going to give this a good mix. Then I add in some salt to taste. You're going to want to be careful with the salt because there was salt in the stock and the stew. Add in a bit of water. Give that a good mix. Be gentle. Then I'm going to cover this and let this cook on low heat. Okay, jollof rice needs patience to cook, and you're going to want to check on this. If not, it's going to burn. And when you're turning your rice and you don't want it to break, you want to lift it just like I'm doing from the sides and the bottom so it doesn't break. I tasted it and I was lacking a bit of salt, and it was still a bit too hard for me, so I did some salt solution, put that on it, covered it with parchment paper. Then I let the steam cook the rice. At this point, I didn't need to do much. It was all ready at this point. As I said, when you're working on your rice, you're going to want to be gentle and just lift it. If not, you're going to break your rice and it's not going to be long grain, which is what I know all of us want our jollof to turn out as. This point, your jollof is ready. This is so delicious. I enjoyed this with some plantain and some green pepper sauce.